So, hey guys. Oh, I'm gonna get right into it because probably ain't gonna be on here long. I gotta get up early in the morning. I mean, super duper early in the morning to run 45 minutes away from my house just to make sure that my child is alright with the people that's supposed to make sure that my child is okay. Um, Today I got a message from my daughter because I was trying to see if she was okay because her eye is swollen, her lip is swollen, and I was trying to see if she went to the doctor today like she was supposed to and get medical attention for her eye and her mouth and all this whole side is messed up. So I was trying to see if she, went to the doctor. And instead I get a message saying, "Mommy, this lady is trying to take me back to Georgia again." So I call her to elaborate on what she means by this lady is trying to take her back to Georgia again. And she tells me the lady spoke to her and told her, Miss Susan Sharper in Florence County DSS, told her that someone, they are coming to pick her up and drop her off in Augusta tomorrow morning. And I said, okay. And I got off the phone with her and I called Miss Sharper and I asked her, I said, "Why are you trying to take Nevaeh to Georgia?" And she said, "Well, I spoke to the caseworker, Kendra Parker, in Georgia." Excuse me, I just got finished eating. In Georgia. And she told me that she's going to be the new caseworker for Nevaeh. And she's going to be the one that I'm meeting in Augusta to take Nevaeh back to her grandmother's house. And if she don't want to go to her grandmother's house, then Georgia DSS can uh, take care of it from there. Hey, hey, John. So I was like, okay. I'm like, okay, but the court order says that we're supposed to wait until Nevaeh is transferred back to Georgia and back to the custody of her grandmother. And I told her, you told the judge that her grandmother is coming down here to pick her up. What happened to that? And she said, well, Miss Jackson, the court order said it didn't say nothing like that. It said we have all placement rights, so we can put her wherever we want to. I said, no, it didn't say that, ma'am. I've read the court order from front to back, and it says until Nevaeh is transferred back to Georgia, then you can, you know, close the case. I said, that's what it says. No, it doesn't. That's not what it says. It says we have the authority to place Nevaeh wherever we want to, and we're placing Nevaeh back in Georgia. So I hung up the phone, And did my due diligence, as they say. I can't never say that word. Due diligence that I was supposed to do, which was call to find out who is this Kendra Parker from DeKalb County DSS. Because I also asked, and I didn't mention this, but I also asked for the number from Miss Susan Sharper of this Kendra Parker. I said, if this is true, I need to verify this information to make sure my child is going with who you say she's going with. And she said, oh, well, I don't have her number with me, so it's at the office. So when I get back to the office, I'll take your number because I can't. I said, okay. She said, yeah, so I'll take your number to give to her. I said, but you have my number because you calling me on my number. So I hung up and I called DeKalb County DSS office so that way I can verify who Kendra Parker is. And DeKalb County told me there's no new hires or has there ever been any hires named Kendra Parker, not in the CPS system and not in the foster care system. She said, now I see a case in the next county, which is Fulton County, but that name does not match what's on that case. She said, so all I can tell you to do is call back your South Carolina DSS worker and get her to verify and have someone from this office call you before anybody picks up your baby. She said that's why I was trying to make sure that I had the right name of the child and the birthday. Because any cases that's in the state of Georgia under the DSS system is going to pop up in any county. And she said that name is not showing up on anywhere in the system. Nor do we have any cases for Nevaeh in DeKalb County. And I said, okay. And she said, so call your South Carolina DSS worker and get her to verify. Because they have to verify any information before they can pick your baby up. And I said, okay. And I hung up the phone and I called what she told me in a text message was her regional director, which program director and regional director is not the same. When somebody calls a regional manager, they're calling for the whole region as a supervisor. So when I called this woman, she said, I am not the regional. I am in no, she said, no. I want to get the words right. She said, I am in no direct supervision of Miss Susan. Because her first name is Susan Sharper. And I said, okay. She said, so I'm going to give you her supervisor's direct line. And if she does not answer the phone, please leave her a message because I am not her direct supervisor. I am just a program director. I don't supervise Miss Susan. Okay, but if you the regional manager, you're supposed to manage everybody in that vicinity. Every DSS office in Florence County, you're supposed to be managing. Well, she stated to me she's not no type of supervisor to Miss Susan. I said, okay. So I called her supervisor and I left 2 messages on her direct line. I called Florence County DSS office and I left a message on her office line. I called Miss Sharper not once but twice and her phone was off. The first time I left a message, and the second time, her phone just went straight to voicemail, and I still left another message. Nobody has called me. This was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I spoke to um, Miss Sharper at around 11 o'clock today, and no one has called me at all since then. Since I spoke to Miss Sharper. So my question is, if y'all go by protocols, this is for DSS. If DSS go by protocols, aren't you supposed to verify with the parent? I would think so. Because I'm supposed to know where my child is going, what's going to happen to my child. And they didn't even tell my child. I spoke to Nevaeh. Nevaeh said, I don't know. They didn't tell me, mommy, where they was dropping me off. I said, did they tell you who you supposed to meet, where you supposed to be going? Are you going back to your grandmother's house? She said, nope. They just said they dropping me off in Augusta. I said, so who are they that's coming to pick you up? She said she don't know. She said something about it could be her case manager. So you don't even know who's coming to get you? That's suspicious. And I'm like, so you gonna take a child against their will, then you're not gonna tell them where they're going. Then you're not gonna tell them who's coming to get you. So some random person just shows up. They supposed to go with that person? What sense does that make? In what state do they do that? Then you didn't call nobody. You didn't tell nobody. Hey, tomorrow morning I just want to let you know that Nevaeh is going with me. I had to find this out from my child. Where are they snatching people's kids and not telling them where they're taking them or where they're going or who they're going with? I mean, I'm so man. I mean, Georgia was terrible. Georgia was horrible. I ain't even gonna say terrible. I'm gonna say horrible. But one thing about Georgia, you knew where your child was going. You knew who they was with. You know what caseworker was doing what, who was doing this, what, how you can contact them. People had badges. People had ID numbers. I mean, they was still, had their own little corruption, but they still followed the fact that you need to know where your child is at all times and who they are with. So I don't. I'm like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but I told my daughter if she is to go back to Georgia, excuse me. Ooh. If she is to go back to Georgia, she is to go to um to her grandfather's house. If she does not want to go with whoever is picking her up, because we don't even know. The lady told me she was picking her up. She told Nevaeh somebody else is going to pick her up. So whoever, unless they have any kind of police If they have police with them, she is to go with them. If they do not have any police officers and it's just them by themselves, she don't have to go with them. By her right, she does not have to go with them. Because nobody's showing any documentation, nobody's verifying any information, nobody has spoke to me. From what I understand, nobody even spoke to her aunt that she's with right now. They only told her aunt the same thing she told the aunt the same thing she told Nevaeh. That someone will pick her up tomorrow morning and take her to Georgia. She didn't say where, she didn't say with who, she didn't say any of that information. And I think she told the aunt that she was taking her to the grandmother's house. And if that's the case, lady, by all means, you a trooper, because I know South Carolina's not paying you to drive her no 5 or 6 hours to someone's house. They're not reimbursing for that. They can't be. Because there's a whole lot of children that them ran away and ended up from Georgia in South Carolina. And they give them bus tickets. So I know damn well they ain't courtside servicing no damn 13-year-old all the way to DeKalb County. I know Governor McMaster, he's not paying for that. So I don't know. I told her that she has that right to say no and to go to leave. And I told her, but if police, because of the way things is going, with them shooting first and asking questions later and throwing people in jail and throwing away the key, just go with them. When we get to Georgia and you go to your grandmother's house and you feel like you don't want to be there, I will be down there and I will be there that day, and I will go ahead and I will get you situated, and we'll call the cops and we'll tell the cops you do not want to be there in Georgia. I said, but as far as her just showing up by herself, no ma'am. No ma'am, that's not the way we do things. That is not the way we do things. Now, y'all showed up to my house with a court order saying that, the grandma had custody and I'm taking Nevaeh, and even though Nevaeh said that she had abused her and everything like that, y'all didn't care about that. Y'all just had to obey the court order. Well, now I have a court order saying that Nevaeh was not to be transported across state lines. And that's why I think the lady is trying to use Augusta as the point where she's taking her. Because that's not technically across state lines, because that's still the border of South Carolina. But still, where do we take children? What is that, 3-4 hours away from where they was at? Without telling nobody. And verifying anything. But I'm finna get off here. I will let you guys know what happens tomorrow. What time is it? Yeah, I have to go to bed.
Two of them. We went back to two.
Um, and I'll let y'all know what happens tomorrow. Y'all keep me in your prayers, and pray that everything goes well. Because the thing about it is, not even my aunt-in-law, cause she ain't my aunt. She by law. Got this lady by marriage, and that was it. She doesn't even want to deal with it. She's telling my daughter that she shouldn't be defiant, and she shouldn't fight, and she shouldn't wanna say that she don't want to go. She should just go. Even though she said that, she told her, she said, "Do you know what this woman did to me?" And she said, "No, that's not the point." But that is the point. I would like to, some of these people who say, they don't care about abuse, they don't care about what happened to you, to actually experience some of it. Because a lot of these people came from pretty good homes, but they had their mama and they had their daddy. And so, you know, they don't know what it is to be abused, to be told that you're a B word, or that you're a slut, or that, you know, and you're not even able to comprehend what those words mean. I just want them to experience some of that abuse as a child, not as an adult. As an adult, we a little bit older, we a little bit tougher, got a little bit more girth. As a child, and then tell me, if somebody tell you that doesn't matter, don't be defiant. Because that's what was said to Nevaeh today. And it's sad. And I truly do want to cry, but I'm trying. I tried all day to hold back any tears, because I'm trying to stay strong for my child. Lord knows I done did my crying for all three of my children, who were all traumatized that day that they came in here and they put cuffs on me and my husband because we were protecting our child. Who's saying that she does not want to be somewhere because she was verbally and emotionally and mentally abused. Like I said, I almost broke down in tears. I did shed a couple when I was sitting in that holding cell, looking at them four walls, and had to pee and poop in front of somebody else. I didn't have to poop, thank God. Thank God. But I did have to use the bathroom in front of someone else. So I can just imagine being locked in a room all day, every day, for 5 years. I don't know how long this started. Nobody knows. Only Nevaeh knows. But I can just imagine, even if it's just a couple months, even if it's just a couple weeks. I didn't want to be in that damn cell for a couple of days. I was going crazy. I was trying to get a phone call every time I could, just even if nobody answered, just so I could get out the room. So when they tell me that they don't care about my child being locked in a room at night, and if there's a fire, she just gonna cough and die, I look at them like they're crazy. But you gonna tell me that you following a court order because I gave my mother permission to raise my child? What? How does that even work?
My bad.
Now that I hear that my child's being abused, I can't say, "Oh yeah, I gave you permission." So I don't want you. I don't want you taking care of my child because I heard you violated her. That's human rights to be able to leave a room and go to the bathroom. Cause my mama ain't got no two bathroom. She got one bathroom over there on that side of the house. Her other bathroom is in her room, in my mother's room. So I would see if she put the bathroom in the room, and not to mention she was sharing a room with my uncle, a grown man, a grown ass man. I don't care if it's uncle, daddy, sister, brother. You don't lock nobody in no room. She ain't no animal. She ain't no puppy. Anywho, so I don't see no surprise as to why that's irritate me. Why the child doesn't want to go back there. Oh, it's a mystery. Nobody wants to go back to prison. I'm pretty sure any bank robber, I ain't saying going out there to talk to a murderer, Lord Jesus. But any bank robber, any petty theft person, any drug dealer, they don't want to go back to prison. If you ask them, do you want to go back to jail? They tell you no. So anybody gonna say no? I don't want to go back to being locked in a room and have to pee and poop in a pull up. I don't want to go back to that. That's worse than prison. She she would be better if she would have gave her a fucking shit bucket. But she didn't even give her that luxury. Instead, she put a diaper on her and told her to. I don't even. And these people, Nevaeh untold all of these details that I'm saying now. She told this to Miss Susan Sharper. She told this to my aunt-in-law. I'm not gonna say her name on here. But she told this to these people. And they don't care. They can care less. And I don't know if Miss Sharper's supervisor is aware of what Miss Sharper is trying to attempt. If she is, because my child is already talking about, when I was talking to her on the phone, she was talking about, well, can I go to my cousin's house right now? I said, no. I said, I'm just saying, once you dart off, please go to someone that is in the family so I know where you are. Because I know I cannot stop you. I'm not running after her.
No way. No
I
way.
know Miss Sharper's not running after her. And I know dang on well my aunt-in-law is not running nowhere. She ain't even running to go check the mail. She ain't running nowhere. So therefore, I'm just saying, when you dart off or run away and you feel like you don't want to go with that lady, I'm not saying that it's wrong because I wouldn't want, like I said, nobody wants to go back to jail. Nobody wants to go back to abuse. If there's a man that was, honestly, that was putting his hands on me, I wouldn't want to go back to him either. I wouldn't care how much money they tell me this man got and this man did this and he got this warrant, he got that order and he got this order. I have to go back to, I wouldn't want to go back to him. Why am I going to go back to abuse? That's what I would tell them. Why would I voluntarily go be abused and be kept as a prisoner? And I'm just like, why is there no protection right now? Because y'all placed her here? Well, how about you make it right before it gets worse? See, if South Carolina was smart, this is what I would do. I'd be like, okay, Georgia F that up. Let me make it right and place the child with the mother who obviously is more concerned than the grandmother and the father. Because if the grandmother was real concerned, I know if I was concerned about my grandchild, anybody who was concerned, they would have called. He ain't spoke to Miss Sharper. She ain't called. Miss Sharper and her be talking secretively, probably. I don't know. That's my own assumption, allegedly. But then she ain't called me. She ain't called Nevaeh. I would call Nevaeh. Nevaeh, how are you? Nevaeh, are you okay? Nevaeh, why don't you want to come back? I would be trying to talk to my grandchild. I wouldn't be sitting there blocking my daughter's calls. Well, Virginia, this is a misunderstanding. I would be calling my daughter. What's going on with Nevaeh? And everybody keep asking me, why don't your mother just give you your child? If the child don't want to be with her, why don't she just give you your child? Because it's not like I don't have 3 other children that is hasn't been in my care since they've been born. It's been what, 5 years now since that case with Nevaeh. I have them full custody, and I had a third one, and he's been here 2 years, and they tried to remove those and couldn't do that. So if that's the case, why not leave your grandchild where she wants to be? Because it's not about the child, and nobody is thinking about that, because it gotta be that it's not about the child at that point. Because if the child is unhappy, and you as a grandmother, I know if my grandchild come to me and say, I want to go to my mama, okay, but your mama better be able to take care of you. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit up there and be like, nah, I don't think you should go to your mama. Now, if my child is out there and she's on drugs, and like I said, she look like she cannot take care of my grandchild, But obviously, I can take care of some children because, like I said, they'd hurry up and give me back the other three. And they're younger than her. Ooh, my ears itching. Somebody talking about me, see? Somebody talking about me. That's what they used to say. That's my own little stupid position. But anyway, I'm finna go, y'all. I've been on here for 35 minutes. Like I said, keep me in your prayers and I'll let y'all know what happened. All right, bye.